rather than treating. So I agree
and
with
that's
that.
part of why I have Taiwo here, because we're going to talk a little bit more about that.
Okay.
But basically, he's saying what ends up happening is we're not treating these kids, and they end up doing dumb shit.
Yeah.
And they end
That's
up
the system
in this
that we
trap.
live in, right?
That's what I'm saying. Like he
There's
brought up some things.
But
How did they say it though?
That's
'Cause you're
exactly.
giving
Look,
me
the way and I'll tell you how he said it. I'll tell you how he
Yeah.
said it. He said a lot of things affecting our mental health that makes us do crazy things, that puts us back into the trap door. That's the 13th. I mean, like, see what I'm saying? Like
13th Amendment. Okay, meaning slavery.
meaning jail. When he brings up 13th Amendment, he's talking about the part of the 13th Amendment that said slavery is okay as long as you're in jail.
Yeah.
And that was what he was alluding. He was trying to tie everything together, and I think that's why sometimes I feel like Kanye really isn't the best messenger for some of these things. But we also
You know what the problem is? He doesn't sit to really think about it and digest it and try and formulate
Because he
an
thinks
actual.
Kanye, I can, whatever I say.
You know what I
is
mean?
just
Like,
that.
if you
conceptually.
have good ideas, okay, but sit down and talk. You know what I mean? Talk it through with other people that are smart. You know what I mean? And come up with a good idea,
No, but he's
like
Kanye,
a good
and
thing.
that's what I'm saying. Sometimes he sounds so dumb when he's talking.
Like, come
So
on.
go
I
on,
feel,
go on.
I'm
He
so-
goes on, and then he says we don't need sentences, we need pardons. That's like prison reform. He goes on and he says that this is when he started getting into the whole narcissistic thing. He had a 98th percentile IQ test when
Kanye?
when he was younger. Apparently his doctor said he wasn't bipolar, that he had sleep deprivation.
That's not true,
And maybe he might have been misdiagnosed.
Right.
Kinda
Back then.
lost
How
me
long
there.
ago was that?
He didn't mention, like, again,
Okay.
he speaks very conceptually. And then at some point he wanted to show like some concepts, like there's an airplane or something. You know, he's meeting with a lot of these businessmen. Some kind of plane that Apple is supposed to be building, and you know, and that's when he goes into his phone and he types in his passcode.
Which is 00006 zeros.
Oh yay!
Go on.
Yeah, it's something else.
Do you know that I almost feel like I got changed that password to 6 zeros before he got
I agree. I just thought about that. Like,
feel
just
like
for
it.
the
I
You
for
wanted
can't,
to
put
get
it,
camera.
into
I can't put it because we're talking about it.
Yeah.
I can't put it past them. But go on.
He said, and that he was trying to show the president of this new plane that he wants to change the Air Force One, and that's when he started talking about, you know, the president. He's our president. He needs to be the flyest, the baddest, you know, the best, and that's where he talked about SNL a little bit, like the way we always come.
He
at
brought up
Trump.
SNL too.
Yeah, he did. He said, you know, and that's why he brought up his speech at the SNL, that we're always coming at Trump, where we're really supposed to be like propping him up, which I disagree with. I
So
feel
when
like
they were coming
we
at
need to hold
Obama,
him
did he come out to
accountable.
say
I mean,
that?
where was he when they were?
I feel like we need to
Yeah,
hold
man.
Trump accountable, but I do feel like there is some truth to it in the sense that there seems to be this piling on Trump.
On everybody, this guy. Obama caught flack
Right.
for that when he
Thank
first got into
you.
office.
What?
Yeah, he
when he
did.
first,
Obama-
all through his presidency.
and did you see?
He did, but
did you see the clip?
Let's talk
wait,
about in
but
the
did you
context
see
of
the
Saturday
clip?
Night
Did you
Live.
see the clip of Fox where when Obama was talking about meeting with Kim Jong Un?
Yeah, Fox was very hard.
Yes,
on
they
him.
were very hard on him, and then Trump does the same
But
thing.
the rest of the
Exactly.
media,
And then they were-
the rest
yeah.
of the media loved Obama. Let's
they
be
do
honest.
they, to an extent.
They fawned over him.
To an
I
extent.
don't
But
know
let me
about
go on.
that.
Well, yeah.
But okay.
He said when we make products in China and not the US, we're cheating our own country, and we put people in positions to do illegal things. Pretty much trying to say these jobs that we can
So
be having
his
here.
own Yeezys, where are they made?
I believe they made it, but he's trying to build factories. No, but at least he's trying to do
Go on,
something.
go
He's
on.
trying to build factories in Chicago.
Okay.
You know, he's been meeting with all these industrialists. He met with Dan Gilbert. He met with quite a few people. But then that's
but then-
not Kanye. Sometimes
yeah.
Kanye does things just to
Just to and then Kanye will
Just
come
to
out and be
just-
like, "Yo, I need y'all to give me like 5 million so I can do this shit." Just tweets it from nowhere.
No, that was
But,
a while ago.
but he did that.
He did it.
Yeah, and then
he asked Mark Zuckerberg.
yeah, it's like, "Yo,
more
send
than
me
5
On
million.
Twitter.
on Twitter." Guy, get out of here, man.
Yeah, he was tripping with that.
I believe that factory when I see it.
Oh,
And then he
gosh.
talked about, then they brought up the fact that this guy, man, you are the same one that was telling us George Bush doesn't like black people. Like, what's going on here? And then he responded to that. He said when he went on NBC, he was basically in an emotional state, and he was programmed to think from a victimized mentality. Bam. See, I feel like that conversation is a whole. I'm not even gonna get into that because I'm not an expert on, on some subjects, but I feel like there is some truth to that. He said blacks get caught up in the idea of racism over the idea of industry. See, that I don't know. I'm a little bit neutral. I didn't really know what he meant. That's why I keep saying he speaks in these concepts. But some people agreed with him. Yes. He said we have to hold police accountable, but we also have to take responsibility for what we do, and that we have to open up the whole conversation. That's where it gets into the whole. When people bring up police brutality, and then the Republicans hit you with black on black violence. I think that's what he was really trying to speak to. And I think he was trying to say we need to just talk about everything, and that we can't compartmentalize one over the other. And I guess I'm kind of playing Kanye Whisper here. And
you are.
Look at police brutality right now. Yes, black on black. There is black on black crime. Black people need to. We need, like, even me as a African or black guy, there are some places in this Baltimore cell that I don't want to be seen because I don't feel safe. So, but that doesn't have anything to do with police brutality, because even as I am right now, an educated man doing well for everything, I'm not still safe
from the police. Which you should be. Exactly.
I can walk down the street and any white person can call the cops on me and say they think I'm stealing my own car.
So you said something. You said it doesn't have anything to do with police brutality.
The police brutality and black people don't have to take responsibility for what goes on black on black. But that, and people are not complaining when police raid like trap houses and stuff like that. What the brutality is about is that, dude, you're on your own. I saw a clip where the white lady calls cops and says, "Oh, this guy looks like he's breaking into the car," and you should see how they arrested him for driving his own car. That is police brutality.
Yeah, but I guess my question is, how often does that happen?
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah, but then
there was one that was recent. There was one that was recent where
no.
Hold on. Wait.
Here's the thing people do, right? They go on social media, they see all these videos because it happens.
One is too many, Corey. I'm sorry.
Corey, let me tell you what I think they need to do.
What is too many? Can you be more specific?
Like, one police brutality issue.
Not even that. What? I think the people that they need to.
McDonald that just got the cop that shot him 16 times on the floor.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but one is too many in my
Corey,
view.
I've seen a video of a cop telling someone to get his license and registration, and he reaches for it and he shoots him, saying, "Oh, he's getting a gun." So now, granted, it's a problem. Okay, recently there was this white lady who just called the cop on a 9-year-old boy. He was in the grocery store, walking behind her. His book bag brushed her in the ass, and she called. Now, if you're telling me we need to reform, it should be actually, I don't want to be like blatant, but it should be just white people you should call. And the police and say, hey, for every false call, there should be a penalty.
So yeah, what you're saying is that
police brutality doesn't come from. So
what you're saying is that we don't need to reform the issues. Do you know how many people have died
black on
in
black?
Baltimore this
Yes,
year
black
so
on black, but black on black is not reason for police brutality.
Wait. So hold on. Black on black crime is not a real thing because we kill you kill who is in your vicinity. White on white crime is a thing. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, we kill who's in our area. That's all that is.
Okay, but
you will kill the white person who lives in your white area.
Okay, but do you know, like, just in terms of proportions, right? You would admit that.
I mean, right.
Yes, in Baltimore, the number of homicides is a lot.
Not just Baltimore.
Yeah,
right.
all over.
Chicago,
Yes,
whatever. Right, but there none of the factors that contribute to all that stuff. Right. It's not just because we want to kill each other.
Can I tell you something? Can I also inform you? Did you know that any time that they like reduce police like enforcement in certain parts here in Baltimore? You do know that the murder rates spike up, right?
Right, but that's saying.
But you're telling.
Wait. I'm not saying.
Well, how does that
Corey, hold on. I'm not talking about we need policing. We don't need police brutality. Two different things.
Corey, yes, you should not be pulled over and tasered
for no reason
because you're a black guy.
We need
Corey,
police.
I've been pulled over and because
no one is saying you need to be pulled over and tased. But I'm saying all I'm saying is that the conversation you cannot compartmentalize.
We're not
the conversation.
against police, Corey. I think that's what you're missing. I'm not against police. I'm against police brutality, killing people for no reason.
So let's move on. He also brings up the fact that he said someone brought up, of course, racism, and he says racism can't control me. He said that's an invisible wall. Basically, he said racism can't control him. That to him, racism is an invisible wall. Basically, racism isn't what is holding him from. No, he said
he doesn't see it.
He does. Basically, he's saying
he can go through it.
He can't control him.
It can't stop him.
But he also mentioned stop and frisk. He said that does not help.
So he's talking about his
Trump,
mouth.
And Trump, to a large extent, he was. And Trump actually said, "Look, I'm open-minded to that." So that right there, I felt like was some level of concession, because that's a huge deal. So stop and frisk is something that they're proposing right now in Chicago. They did it in New York. It was an issue
Yeah, it was a disaster.
But when it wasn't. But here's the thing: it wasn't a disaster. Okay. The crime rate actually went down, but it was still discriminatory, and that was an issue.
Okay.
They stopped it, and the crime rates have still been dropping. So we know stop and frisk isn't necessarily the most effective tool. Kanye brought it up, and he said, "Look, this isn't something that we should be doing in Chicago." So I mean, this is now when you say he's talking out of both sides of his mouth, I don't think he's necessarily. I don't think he is. I think he's embracing different parts of the different sides of the argument to an extent. So he did stand up to that, and Trump seemed to at least concede. So that's why whenever people
conceded to what
he seemed to be open to not adopting stop and frisk.
Okay.
So I feel like and that's why whenever people say you can't go and talk to somebody, you can't because he's this, I feel like that you have to be at the table. This is the most powerful man in the world.
Right.
You need people to be at the table. Yes, we can argue that maybe Kanye shouldn't be one of the people at the table, but somebody needs to.
Kanye can't be at the table.
But someone needs to be at the table to have these discussions. No one has stepped up, and it just so happens Kanye is the one.
But how do you know no one has stepped up?
No, but do you also think this open?
Who like they try to get Colin Kaepernick to come and air out his grievances at the White House. Everyone's like, no, don't go. Kanye was one of the people.
But why is Kanye the one? Why can't Trump reach out to Kaepernick? And actually, he doesn't even need to reach out. His rhetoric about Kaepernick in public is already enough for me. If I was Kaepernick, I wouldn't want to go either. He said I was son of a bitches.
So let me ask you guys, why do we feel celebs have to be the ones to go talk
that's what
to?
I'm saying.
Like, why do we feel like you guys think everything Kanye said to
somebody
Trump,
does,
all this one Trump is saying is just because there are cameras there?
Duh.
I would rather that was a closed door meeting.
Thank
you. We just saw like we got
it's for
clips.
Attention.
Yeah, it's for attention from both sides, especially from Kanye.
I mean, you can say
You're
what
coming
you will,
in there
but
to a man when his hat.
But here's my thing.
Come on,
right?
man.
You can say what you will. Here's my thing, right?
Come on.
I will never point fingers at somebody that is at least attempting to have a
Attempting to do
dialogue.
what?
To do what?
To have a dialogue. It
About
doesn't
what?
matter.
That wasn't a dialogue where you're telling the man, I love this man, I want to hug this man. Like, dude.
No, but I just listed a bunch of things.
Go behind closed doors. I would respect you more if you went
You
behind
do realize that a lot of these things have been sparking
also
conversation.
Trump has all of a sudden listened and is going to change.
I'm not saying that. Look, here's the thing. Yeah, you're being dismissive and you here's the thing, we complain this and that.
Okay.
But then when someone decides that, okay, I'm going to actually go and confront this person and actually
That wasn't confronting.
That was not confronting.
I mean,
okay.
he brought up
and
he brought up stop and
okay,
frisk.
so
He brought up the fact that Larry people like Larry Hoover need to get out of jail. Now I don't necessarily agree with that.
Okay.
But it doesn't change the fact that he's trying to have a dialogue. So they've had a
conversation now. So what was the end result
it's
of this
only been 2 days.
No, but what did
people were saying the same thing about Kim Kardashian.
Okay, wait,
she got a woman free. What are we talking about?
Okay, what's the conclusion of this conversation?
Well, we're gonna find out. It just happened this past weekend.
So I mean, but how did they wrap up the conversation? How did they wrap up the conversation? What was the proposed? Like,
they eventually went to lunch. We don't know. We don't know what's going to come out of it. But my point is that there's still a dialogue still needs to happen. We can't just keep shouting at the other side and expecting things to change.
Kanye.
Nobody's shouting.
Nobody's shouting.
I'm not shouting at the other
right?
side.
But I feel like I'll
But
take it
then
more
we're
seriously
complaining
if it
about
was-
police brutality.
Listen,
Someone goes there to try to address something like that, and we're saying and we're attacking the guy. People are saying should I tell you some of the things people are saying about this guy? Someone on CNN called him a freaking token Negro.
Look,
okay.
Is that supposed to be productive? Someone said he's going there to someone said he went there to have a minstrel show. Don Lemon, that guy is a joke.
Okay.
I don't think Lemon's a joke, but
that guy's
that's
joke.
his opinion.
The guy said he went there to do a minstrel show. People said he's a token Negro. Do you know what it means? Do you know what it means for someone else to call you on national TV on somewhere like CNN a token Negro because you decided to wear a Make America Great hat again?
Do you wear Make America?
No,
Great
but
hat?
why does that have to do with why does that? I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican.
Does that make you feel like a hero?
So why are you bringing it up?
So
what does that have to do with anything?
He went on for someone that went on the rant. What was that racism slavery rant he went on the other day?
So let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. You're saying just wearing the Make America Great hat makes you racist?
It doesn't make you racist.
So what is it?
Wait.
Why are you being
You're
petty
coming.
about it?
I'm not being petty.
Calm
Wait. So
I'm calm.
if I understand that your government is not doing the right thing, the last thing I should be doing if I have a dialogue with you is to be stroking your ego.
Thank
so
you.
What right thing isn't the government doing? Explain.
He's in the one also complaining about police brutality and stuff like that. So I shouldn't be stroking your ego. I shouldn't be, even when he said, I love this guy. Trump said, I wasn't trying to force you to say that. Even in Trump himself was like, I wasn't trying to put you in a situation whereby
I said you said his government wasn't doing the right thing.
Isn't that what we're saying? Isn't that what we're saying? That police brutality? Isn't that if the right?
So you think police brutality started because of Trump?
It didn't start because of Trump now, but he's saying that we need to. He said government now. Corey.
Wale said
if you're saying that the government, any government, but the present one, and the present one has an issue where, and maybe him and Trump are the same person to an extent, so that's why they can relate to each other. To an extent, they're almost the same person. But I feel like it's an insult if you're coming to say I'm representing black people in a dialogue.
Who said he was? Who said he was representing? He went there to have a dialogue. He's his own man.
So why is he talking about black on black if he's not representing black people?
So because he can't speak on black people.
Okay, what else? Why is he not talking about black people's PTSD? So what did he talk about that does not protect to black people?
No, you said he was representing black people.
What did he say in that meeting? What did he say in that meeting? So he went in that to do what? What's that meeting?
He went to have a dialogue
about what?
About people in the blacks, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's representing black people.
So if you're going to go and
black
talk,
people are not a monolith. You can't have one person represent all of black people.
You said we need to have a dialogue.
Yes,
we need to have a dialogue with Trump about what? Is it not about black people?
About issues within the black people.
Yes.
Okay,
so if I go and to talk to somebody about the dialogue, am I not representing your on behalf of you guys at that point in time?
Yes,
he's speaking on our behalf. He might be speaking.
That's what I said.
Isn't that what representing means? He's speaking on my behalf.
But when you say representing all, he can't represent all black people.
No, don't use semantics right now. That's what Wale meant, and you know what he meant.
They're black Republicans.
Okay. He went as a mouthpiece for black people in that meeting. That's what he went to do.
Okay.
That's what Wale said.
And if you know that one of the issues black people have is that they feel the man you're going to talk to, and some issues have shown that he might not care
or respect black people,
the community. I think.
Like
and
what?
Then
Explain.
Corey, what is Make America Great Again? Come on. When was America great that is not, that you want to make it again? In what aspect? This man is the same man.
So he addressed that.
Okay.
He said he wants to change it to Make America Great. He doesn't want the again.
Sure. I agree with that. Yeah, take the again away.
Okay. So
then why didn't he make his own hat say Make America Great?
Right. He did.
So why didn't he wait?
He made it, and he actually presented it.
On that is phone, Abi.
No, he presented it.
So what was that image?
He actually presented it.
You
didn't know that, did you?
You
know why he didn't know that? Because people were busy calling him a token Negro on CNN.
Did he wear the Make America Great?
I don't think I won't call him a token Negro. I just think
he didn't. He didn't wear the edited version. He wore the original version. But he did propose that he wanted Trump to change it to Make America Great.
Why doesn't he change it and wear it for himself?
He did.
No.
He made one.
But he didn't wear it, Corey. That's what I'm saying.
Has there been a picture of him wearing it?
I think there was a video, but he made one. There was a video, and you see, these are things that you don't care.